Hi guys, welcome back. Sorry about the glare on the box. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't change the lighting system in my kitchen. So it's 2 o'clock in the morning and it should tell you what I'm in the mood for. I dug out this. This has been, like, I've been holding this back and dreaming about it every day. And today, this is the day I'm going to make this. And it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm baking brownies. Oh my God, it's been like Grand Central Station in my house all night long. So it started I was like, I fell asleep early yesterday. I did it on purpose because I wanted to color tonight. So I wanted to stay up all night. So I went to bed. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I slept for about 6 hours. So I got up, I ate dinner, and I was like, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to color all night. So it was about midnight. My husband is still up, and he comes over to me and he's like, let's watch a movie. So I'm looking at the time, going, well, if I watch some television tonight with you and spend time with you, then I still have the whole entire night to go and I'll get my coloring done. So I watched the movie. It was great. Well, it wasn't really a movie. I'm watching Star Trek, and it was a two-parter, and it was really, really good. So we watched both parts, and so now it's about, like, say, like 1:30 in the morning, and he goes up to bed, and I'm in my craft room, and I'm sitting down with my pencil. Well, now let's take you back a day. The day before, it was about 4 o'clock in the morning. Everybody knows I'm a night owl. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was sitting outside getting some air. And all of a sudden, from my next door neighbor's house, they have like a like a gravel path. I hear footsteps coming up the gravel path. And crunch, 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 because it's like tiny gravel. And it wasn't like it was an animal step, because animals usually can step really quietly. Cats, you'll never hear, or anything like that. This was somebody heavy and big. Crunch, 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 crunch. And it scared the shit out of me. And I called out thinking, oh, maybe my neighbor. And I'm like, who's there? And it stopped. And they didn't talk back to me or anything. So I waited about 60 seconds and I hightailed it back into my house, locked the door up. And I was like, okay, we're not going to do that again. Now, the thing is that my next door neighbor moved. That's Klara Markova. He's got a channel here on YouTube, and so I contacted him. I texted him, and I'm like, Tana, I know you're not there, but any of your roommates still in the house? And I told him what happened. And he's like, no, we all, we're out of there. And because that's what I thought. And so he gave me the landlord's phone number. Now, the landlord isn't like a person. It's like, I hate this. And it's all over Vegas. They have these like management companies that manage rentals. Now, in Las Vegas, it's the way it is. We have a lot of rentals. It's a very transient town. So it's a management company that has the house. So he gives me the phone number and I call them. And I spoke to a woman from the management company and they looked up the house and they were like, no, there should be nobody in it. I was like, oh, that doesn't sound good, because there's been cars in the driveway and there's been people there during the day. So I said to them, it looks like there's people in it. Not even looks like it. I'm 100% sure that there's people in it at least during the day, because I see them outside in the yard. And they were like, no. I was like, well, maybe it's like somebody doing work, crossing my fingers. But you could see in the back, they have like this fruit tree, and you could see like garbage bags and stuff. And I know Tana didn't leave it like that. Tana cleaned up the yard. So anything that's out there has been brought in since Tana left. and it's all these like bags and stuff. And there's a fruit tree in the yard, and I know Tana didn't take the fruit down. Um, there's I you see it from my property very distinctly. It's a grapefruit tree, and there was like hundreds of grapefruits, and over the last couple days, like the grapefruits are like mostly gone, only on the really high the top. And then that's on the other side of the yard. And then towards my side of the yard, you could see that there's grapefruits that were like rotted and scattered on um, the lawn. Like somebody just picked it and like threw it because it was no good. So 100% there's been people in the house. And saw two Hispanic women, and there was a man there, and they seemed to have been arguing during the day. So 100%. And so I have a feeling that I have some squatters next door, which I can't even call anybody for that. It's They're not doing anything per se to hurt me, except scared the shit out of me at 4 in the morning. But why I'm telling you this now is my son-in-law, well, my daughter's boyfriend, who lives here. He's my army boy who just got out of the army. Well, he works in law enforcement, and he's been taking some night shifts. And he got home about 4 in the morning. This was 4 in the morning yesterday that I heard it. He got in at 4 in the morning today, and he comes running through the house, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And he goes running through the house, and he flings open the back door, and I'm like, what's going on? And he's like, there's somebody back there. And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you heard it? And he's like, yeah, I heard it. So he goes and gets something, and he goes racing over to into the yard back there. He didn't see anything, but he saw like where the garbage is and stuff, and there's lights on in the house where but that doesn't surprise me because you don't really turn the lights off if you're not living in the house. You really should have the lights on to make it appear like there's somebody living there. And so, but it's the same lights that's been on for like, I think since Tana moved. Nobody's touched the lights. So I know there's somebody in that house. And if it wasn't for this coronavirus, I'd be like making a bigger deal out of it. But where is our homeless going to go? We didn't go back into that yard. I don't know if they're sleeping in the house or outside the house where all the garbage is spewing on the other side. You really can't see that closely from my yard. But we know there's somebody back there. Well, that's pretty scary. But listen, it's hard times. They don't speak English. I know that. So I couldn't even like ask them if I see them in the morning, what are you doing here? That's my story. And then, so that was like a little bit before 4. And then my father gets up and he's meandering around. So I decided I was going to bake. I baked brownies. So all in all, I got no coloring done whatsoever. Sorry about that. But I'm trying, trying to be here for you guys every day. But I have food for thought for you, even though I'm not really coloring. I'm in a very interesting conversation with somebody, Pat, in email, and we've been discussing this, and it's something that I was gonna bring up. Um, you know how everybody's like global warming and we're destroying the earth and this and that? Think about this. In just a few months, Mother Nature, with the flick of her wrist, can wipe out millions of people. I mean, they say that the death toll for this is going to go into the millions. Think how fast Mother Earth can fix this earth if we don't get our acts together. Yeah, we may get a handle on this before there is devastation among, but look, during the Spanish flu, 400 million people died. 400. That's like, isn't it like 360 million people just in the United States? Could you imagine? And we think we're so big and bad that we can destroy the earth. Mother Nature could fix it in a blink. Life, like as we know it, is going to change. It's never going to go back to the way it was. Just like 9/11, the world never went back to the same after 9/11. Um, and the world is not going to go back. We're going to all have to learn a new normal. But on a better note and a good note, I don't know if you want to call it good, but they're saying that the peak is going to come to New York in the next couple days. It's going to be a rough week or so, that we all know. I mean, God, I don't have to tell you, it's all over the news, but it is coming. And there's a website that I've been watching. If you Google when is the peak, that's how I found it. There's a article there that gives the peak of when every state and every place it's going to hit the peak. So it's roughly like 3 weeks from now for the last place. New York, it's going to be, and Nevada, which is where I've been looking the most. I think they said the 17th in New York and the 18th in Nevada is when we're going to hit the peak. Now, it doesn't stop at the peak. That's just when we get over the hump, and the numbers will start to look better. So at least we have that. It's not that far off. It's far enough off. So, you guys know the CDC changed the ruling or their minds about wearing masks outside. There are some very, very easy masks that you can make with just a rubber band and a bandana or a piece of material. And I'm not going to have to, I would demonstrate it to you how to do it. It's really, really super simple. In fact, maybe I will. Just in case you haven't seen this before, this is just a plain old bandana. And you spread it out. It could be a piece of material, either one. You fold it up into the middle like that, and then the other side down. So it's just like that. You take this again and the other side. So it's really an easy fold. In fact, I fold my towels similar to this. Then you take 2 rubber bands. You put it on the end. Just like that. And the other end. So it looks just like this. Fold this on in so that the rubber band is on the end and this side in. Now you could tack this together, or I tried it and I put it on and it was fine just like this. Turn it over. And you have a mask. And when this goes on your face, it resembles one of these. And with that, I am going to go to bed because it's now 5:30 in the morning. And I'm sorry I didn't color today. I baked brownies. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.